You ready?
Yes.
You need any breaks?
No.
I will clap.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And you can start again. I'm trying to think where you were.
Okay. So I think US offered me a lot of opportunities to grow as an individual. They even thinking about like college or high school, they have a lot of support system. Like you have librarians who are always going to be there and like, what kind of book do you want and what do you like to read, and they're genuinely interested and like to do their job. And I really like that. I love how the customer services, even if like, you know, they're having a bad day, they are not gonna make it come off of you. They will always be considerate and stuff like that. So I really like the possibilities that US offers. And you know, I know it's distributed unevenly, unfortunately, but I think I'm quite lucky to be able to go to school, actually. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
Cool. So my next question is, how do you think people view you when they learn that you're an international student from Kyrgyzstan?
Lately I'm asked if I am an international student. In the past, nobody asked, so I don't know. It changed. Their reaction is most of the time like they're interested. Mostly, but however they don't know where Kyrgyzstan is, so I have to explain them that it's above China. I'm Asian, but it's never like, oh, Asian, then you think about mostly like common East Asian countries like Japan, China, and Korea, and they go like, oh, you don't look like, you know, typical Asian. And then I have to explain that, well, you know, my ancestors lived in Siberia, so this is how it is, and we were part of the Soviet Union, so it takes quite a long time to explain, but I see a lot of people are interested genuinely, and they go deeper and asking about traditions, and I like sharing that. I like people being open to like, oh wow, tell me more about it. What's it like? What's the days like there? And do you have these? Do you have that? And I think Bridgewater College and Bridgewater Town actually was like, I can say that they're very, very supportive, and they're genuinely interested when I say Kyrgyzstan. They confuse it with Kurdistan, unfortunately, in Iraq. So I have to explain it's Kyrgyzstan. Yeah.
So you find that they're generally curious.
They are curious, yeah. So I never had a situation where people would be like, oh, you're international. Most of the time they're like, oh, you're international, tell me more about it. So I like that part.
Thank you.
Somebody's coming in.
Hello?
Dr. Free.
No idea.
I think it's Dr. Free.
Oh, no.
Hello, Dr. Free.
Hey,
How you doing?
good.
Hello.
I'm not, I don't need to disturb you guys, so you doing all right?
Yeah. Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just going upstairs.
I know it sounds.
I know.
Yeah.
Just wait for him to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
up the
yeah, yeah.
stairs. Gosh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay. So, oh yeah, it's still going. Cool.
Okay. What's the next question?
We're gonna move on to like the next category, which is like your Bridgewater College experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first question is, how do you feel on Bridgewater's campus, especially when you first arrived and now, like Marion does?
Oh God, it's a whole nother world. Oh God, yeah. Since I'm a senior, I get to think about it and talk about it a lot. The first day I cried. It was a big meltdown. I actually cried for a week because I was extremely homesick. I was wondering whether I made a right choice to come to the US. After I knew that it was right, but at the same time I was scared of unknown, of academic challenges, because I knew that I could, but did I want to do that? You know what I mean? And the beginning is very intimidating because you see a lot of like this freshmen, and it was quite a number of them, and I was in a triple and like no conditioning, room. It was quite the day, and like being on my own was very like, I don't know why, but I still think that it was very unknown, and all of a sudden that I was like, oh my god, can I make it, and it was completely on my own, so I got very scared about it. I think it says that.
I'll close that door.
Yes. Here's the door. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's fancy.
Fancy.
Should keep most of the
Yes.
things out.
Okay, what I was talking about? Oh, my first day. Okay, I have a very nice story about that.
Oh.
Okay, the first day when my host parents dropped me off, I went to Florey to see Marsh and everything, and say hello to everybody. And I was so nervous. I cried, of course, and at the time, Dean of Student Life, Dr. Miracle. It's very nice. I love the last name, Dr. Miracle, Dean Miracle. And I was sitting there crying, and he was like, "What's happening? What's wrong?" And I was like, "I don't know if I made the right choice." And apparently, many people have that experience. That I was not the only one. Thank God. But after a while, I remember I found it very difficult to be on my own. My first year, the first week actually, like I felt very displaced. I felt I couldn't relate to anyone because it was completely strangers. I've never seen these people ever in my life. And I don't have even one person. So take that out, like it was like ripping something from me. So I had a very hard time adjusting. Professors, lifestyle, buildings, everything was different. And I literally had a lot of anxiety about it. So my host parents have relatives in the town of Bridgewater. So I called them and I was like, "Can I come for a dinner?" I went there, and the feeling that I missed, I didn't know them much. I met them once for a family dinner or something like that, but I stayed there. I asked this college to give me a time to adjust, because I told them I cannot move into a school. They even offered, "Oh, do you want to just to live with one person, and we're sorry that we put you in a triple." But I said, "No, I want to. Don't give me that anxiety." Like, it literally felt like I lost everyone at the same time. And it felt very alienating. And I'm very, very sorry for people that feel that way. And now I can understand what happened. Like, at the time, I couldn't name what was happening. But I knew that I didn't want to stay on campus. I was living in Dillon. I knew that I couldn't stand there, because I didn't like it. I didn't have even a friend. So I understand why many people don't come back like after first week, and I'm very sorry that it's that way.
So how about now? Like find a place?
Yes, I feel like a fish now in my own aquarium called Bridgewater College. I love Bridgewater. It gave me enough time to adjust. It gave me like unbelievable amounts of opportunities to grow as a person, as a young person. Academically challenged me quite a bit, and I think, considering my educational level, my language skills, I improved in many ways thanks to Bridgewater, because I think of, many times you had to decide which one to go, but I'm very happy that I chose Bridgewater. I like being here. I like people here. I like that I know people here, and I like to feel that I'm part of Bridgewater and I'm contributing something to it, and being able to say hi on the street to somebody, that's what it means, I think, in Bridgewater, to your professors or to like people staff that work here. They're extremely nice and very helpful all the time. So they're like, it shifted completely compared to my first day to if I compare it to now. So I love it now.
Yeah. Was there like a moment that it all changed, or was it just a gradual progression?
I think my first year, after having that family, it started changing right away, because I had to know my professors, take classes, meet new students and stuff like that. So, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
My nose is itching. The first classes actually helped me, and at least I could go back home and I feel home. So that helped, and then it gradually changed, because now I could it's kind of foundation, I came here and I didn't have that foundation, so I was everywhere, and I was like jello, couldn't stand there once, but then I had a plate that I could put there, and I was like, okay, now I can build it up. And since I had that family, I just could think, okay, now I need to get good grades. Now I can join clubs. My first semester, I only joined one club, I remember. It's World Languages. And then the second, I became an orientation leader, and then I went to spring break, and then it started, you know what I mean? It gradually started from the first year, but it was essential for me to have somebody that I could rely on and call, hi, and it's my family, you know what I mean? It meant a lot for me, that. So, yeah.